everyone, today I'll be solving some random positions and will explain my thought process along the way. So we'll start with the first example. Here it's a 2-rook endgame and both sides have a pawn which is going to promote into a queen. I think we can promote ours faster. So we'll think of d2 first. If we go d7, then we can play rook to e1 and then he can't promote because of our rook. And then we'll promote because now our rook is on the last rank and this rook doesn't defend this square. So I think d2 should be the first move, but we'll calculate further. And by the way, if you want to know how to calculate chess moves, then you can check my video here. In this I explain some techniques and I also show some examples. Okay, so let's get back to our calculation of this position. So after d2, he'll play rook to d1. Because now if we get this rook, he'll get his rook back and now he'll defend everything. So we'll calculate further to check if this is correct. If we take this rook, then he'll just recapture and then he'll try to take this pawn. If we take this rook, then he'll take and then he's straightforward attacking our pawn, so he's going to capture it. We'll try to think more moves further. Then we see there is rook to e8. If he takes a pawn, we play rook e1, checkmate, and it looks like a back rank theme. So I think d2 should be the first move. Okay, plays rook d1, rook e1, rook f1 as calculated. This is wrong because he'll just take, and now if we try to play rook e8, there's d7. So we can't get a rook to e1. So we'll take this rook, and then play rook to e8. Okay, he won't get checkmated, but we'll take the rook. And now if we take the rook, then he'll promote his pawn into a queen. But we have rook f1 with a check. If he takes our rook, then we promote into a queen, again a check, and now we take the pawn. So we can take the rook safely and the puzzle is correct. If you want to know the different kinds of themes in puzzles, you can check my playlist here. There I show some themes like pin, 4, switch and zug, overloaded pieces, x-ray, skewer, etc. And I also show intermediate chess themes like zugzwang and Greek gift. So there will be more themes coming up in that playlist, so you can check it out. Okay, so here it's a middle game position. There are a lot of pieces on the board. This knight looks like it's being attacked a lot and this king's diagonal is weak, so queen d4 can be an idea. Right now this knight defends it. We can try to remove the knight somehow. If we try to remove the knight now, for example bishop g4, then there is check. So we cannot allow this check because then it will remove his weaknesses. So I think the first move should be knight into e4. He has only one option, that is to take the knight. And now how can we remove the knight? Now with bishop g4, maybe he can just defend his knight and the bishop. So we'll discard bishop g4. Another way to remove the knight is by exchanging it by knight d4. Not only we exchange it, but get our queen to d4, target the king and the bishop, and we'll be able to take the bishop. So we'll play knight into e4. Okay, it's correct. Knight d4, we take the knight, and yeah, I think we just take the bishop and we get it correct. So we'll move on to our next example. I also have a full playlist of chess puzzles. They are in shorts form. They are less than 1 minute. You can check it here. There are a lot of puzzles there, so you can check it out. Okay, so here black has given us a check, so we need to try to run away from the check. Let's see what are the safe squares for our king. One option is also to get our rook back, but I think that is creating attacks here, and even if we remove the queen from here, black will be a rook extra, so I don't think we should take our rook back. We should keep the attack and we should try to let the king defend himself here. King e1, then there's queen into g3. We don't want another check. So only left is king d1. So I think king d1 should be correct. And then our attack here is strong. He gives the free queen. Now we can take our rook back because we are getting the queen. And yes, it is correct. It was only 2 moves. So it was just to test our defensive skills. Now we'll move on to the fourth example. I have a playlist of puzzles here. There I do speed training of puzzles and different kinds of stuff, so you can check it there. Here black has come to e5 and his king looks weak, so I think this should be some kind of mate problem. So we need to find some checkmating pattern. We can try to free this file by removing our knight. There's knight into g7, knight c7, which is the check, so those are forcing moves. I don't think any other move is good because we are not forcing him to take our knight. Knight into g7, I think there is just bishop into g7 and this queen is not moving out from this file. Knight c7 forces him to take it and move the queen out of the file, so I think that should be correct. But we'll calculate further, we won't play the move first. Knight c7, queen into c7. Now that we have freed the file, we can get a queen on that file. And now his king cannot move. If he gets his bishop, it's a mate, so he won't get his bishop. He'll get his knight. And then here rook d8 is going to be a mate if this queen is not there. So why not remove the queen by playing queen into e5, sacrificing a queen by taking the knight and after takes. I know the arrows are becoming too much for you to understand, so I'll start playing the moves. Knight c7, queen into c7, queen e2, and now what I was talking about was to take this knight and then rook d8 is checkmate. So we get this one also right. We'll move on to the last example of today. Okay, so white is trying to attack our king and it looks like white is winning because our rook is trapped here, it's not doing anything. Our queen cannot deliver checkmate. We have a check, that is queen e1, then he is forced to take his rook back. Then we have only one check, that is rook into h2, but it just gives a free rook. So it won't end up in a perpetual check because of the two rooks. Queen e1, rook g1, we'll think of something else because queen e1 is the only option we have, otherwise white comes in with his rooks. Queen e1, rook g1, we can try to threaten mate, then he'll come to defend it with this rook. Then we can play rook into h2. And then if king into h2, queen h4 is checkmate. If rook into h2, then we have queen f3. And then it will end up in a perpetual check because our queen will be on this diagonal. It will end up in a draw. I'll start playing the moves. Queen to e1, queen to f2. Now rook into h2. Forced to take it with the rook and then queen f3. And if he gets this rook, then there is this check. Then again he moves his rook. Again we come back. If this rook, then this check. So it will end up in a draw. So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the puzzles and learned something. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.